Firing people is not easy, but it's necessary. If you feel it intuitively, you probably need to follow that. Oftentimes I wait too long to do it. This time on the phone, I had a call with an advertising business account manager through Meta that my first call was just not that great, just didn't feel like we clicked, plus didn't feel like she was on the same page in terms of what we were trying to accomplish based on the body of work that we'd done so far. Second call, she missed. Third call, she called in and she was kind of going over some strategies, and I just felt it intuitively, which I don't always necessarily follow. This one, I was just getting longer and longer on the call, and I just cut it right there, and I just said, you know what, can we switch reps here? I don't think that this is working out. Nothing against you, it's just business. I just don't feel like we're on the same page intuitively. It just doesn't feel right. She asked for some explanations in terms of what I was talking about. I gave her some concrete answers based on all my research, based on the stuff that I've been doing, and based on my previous experience with my other Meta representative who was pretty solid, who's actually probably watching this. So by the way, help me find a new one if you can. Anyways, but she explained, hey, I've been assigned to your account for this quarter. I can't help you with that. So anyways, it's a good learning lesson in terms of when you get passed off from, say, your first rep, maybe to your next one, there's a giant disconnect. She had no understanding of kind of where all the body of work that we'd put in, the things that we'd been doing, that kind of thing. And then also just, listening to that feeling inside, which is based off of a lot of hard work and, intuition comes from somewhere. No wonder people are distracted in the weight room when they bring their phone. I just brought my phone because I thought it was going to be a short little call that I was about to have. 45 minutes later, I'm having to make more calls and do this and that, like complete distraction in the gym. If you're trying to stack up wins, if you're trying to stack up momentum, if you're trying to be focused, like this thing is not helpful to doing that. Absolutely wicked piece of advice that I read about is when you get an email that says, hey, can we get coffee sometime? Or hey, we schedule a call to pick your brain? And you're in the moment where you can just pick up the phone and ring. Pick up the phone and ring them right away. Hey, I got, quick 5-10 minutes, just got your email, wanted to chat through that. And how much you just don't have to deal with the back and forth of scheduling a meeting or something like that. You can get something done immediately. The person on the receiving end of that just feels like, wow, like that was awesome. It was just right there. You have their attention and stuff like that. And then you, in terms of you get it off and you move on to the next thing. By the way, members, for giving me shit for wearing straps, I'm now hook gripping, getting back to that. No music, doing it live. We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations, stop these terrorist attacks. Now watch this drive. Sometimes you end up training by yourself. I usually like to train with members, but not today. Because one, I don't even know what I'm doing in here anymore. Look at these things and I'm like, dude, I can't design this program, nor do I even know what some of these movements are. I wanna make sure I'm doing it right. And two, dude, Allegiate is really dope. You get to come in here and get all this stuff taken care of for you. It is a joy to get coached by some of these coaches. Frankly, every coach that I've had, the old crew, the vets, and the new young guns, have all been really good. I've met some new friends and people. So, about to get my close grip bench on here, and really nobody to impress, but I went probably more weight than I should have. So if anything, it could be a good content segment if I get pinned solo and you learn how to get out of a bench when you're pinned. Oh yeah. Not today, gravity. This is what great cinematography is all about. Good angles. So when you edit it, you tell the full story. But it's hard getting all these angles, Didn't stop Emma Chamberlain. Didn't stop Casey Neistat. Didn't stop Sam Sulik. Guy's crushing it. Tim was telling me that he's on a bunch of roids and he doesn't cycle off them. That's dangerous. But he sure is having a moment, isn't he? Which, one of the books that I got from Uncle Franz is The Prince by Machiavelli. Basic thesis is the ends justify the means, even if the means are immoral. So hey, do what you got to do to keep and maintain power. But for Sam Sulek, like pumping roids, you're having a moment now, but the long-term consequences of that might not be in the best interest. So I wonder if he read The Prince, Machiavelli, and is applying that to his media plan. Probably not. But I did just finish my first book from the library on guerrilla warfare by Mao Tse Tung, translated by Samuel Griffith. In the Sino-Japanese War, the second one, where China is fighting off imperialist Japan, and Mao Tse Tung writes this opus on how to defeat an imperialist army. And I was thinking, how could I use guerrilla warfare in terms of allegiance marketing? I'm not sure that we have an imperialist threat, but I could probably fabricate one and make one. It could be the tyranny of weakness, actually, now that I think about this. And Allegiate is waging a guerrilla war campaign against the tyranny of weakness, and now all of Mao's writings and thoughts come into play and are directly applicable. If we did a night in Arm Farm where you had to wear war paint and there was like a Tibetan war drum playing and there was a synchronized Arm Farm workout, would you guys be down for that? Or would that be too weird? Some sort of crazy lighting, like candlelight, that would probably be a fire hazard. Candles would be a fire hazard, but fake candles or something like that. Would you show up to that, or would that be weird? Or both? Maybe you would show up to it because it's weird. Does anybody know a Tibetan war drummer? I'm serious. Like somebody that like professionally does this, that we could like set up in the corner and doom, 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 doom.